Hello everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine on this Monday evening, guys. Where I am. I hope you're all good. Before I start, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video, and all that lovely stuff, guys. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Obviously, I spoke about the Baleba situation earlier on today, but there seems to be another little bit of a twist in regards to the Baleba situation. Carlos Baleba could quite possibly be handing in a transfer request to try and push through a deal with Manchester United, guys. It's very interesting, this one. This one is heating up, and it's not even, September. I mean, what my feelings are about this deal is that we should have had this deal done a long time ago, in my opinion. This deal should have been done ages ago, and we really wasted our time, to be honest, in regards to it. And I think that Carlos Baleba should have handed in a transfer request about, during the transfer window, to be honest with you. And it would have made it easier for Man United to achieve this deal and then get this deal over the line, of course. But whether we get him, better late than never, that is the most important thing. Get him over the line. That's the most important thing in regards to Carlos Baleba. And that's what we have to do, guys. We have to try and get him over the line. Try and get a deal done in January, guys. And look, that does look a possibility now. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, it wasn't looking a realistic proposition. It's still going to be difficult. But the fact that Brighton are willing to sell him now and have accepted the reality that he's not performing for Brighton now, and he's obviously been swayed by the attention of Manchester United, of course. So this one is getting interesting. And if Carlos Baleba does hand in that transfer request, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? And what I would say is that we do need to hurry up and do this deal if we're going to do it. Obviously, there is Liverpool lurking around, guys. There is Liverpool lurking around. We do need to get this deal done quickly if we are going to get him. We do. And trying to agree a verbal agreement, trying to get a pre-agreement with Brighton and Hove Albion and with the player will help immensely in us getting the deal secured in January. It's going to be difficult, but it's not in the realms of impossibility, guys. Definitely not. And it is a must signing for Man United. I really do. It's a must signing for Man United. And it's something that has been rumbling on for a long time now. We really should have got him in the summer. It was a must to get him in the summer. It would have helped us immensely. But it is what it is. And we will get him, obviously. Hopefully, we'll get him in January. If not, we're definitely going to get him in the summer. It does look that way. Pending any other team going after him. And, and that is going to be Real Madrid, Liverpool, and those type of teams, of course, guys. But it is a very interesting one. A transfer request from Baleba, pending, of course. Look, he wants to leave the football club. It's quite obvious. Brighton want to sell him now. Brighton want to sell him to get money for him because obviously the more he's unhappy, the less he performs, the less his money goes, the lower his valuation goes in regards to signings and signing for another club. Because when we were after Baleba last year, in the summer, he had a peak valuation. He had a peak valuation because he had such a great season last season. Now, as time goes on, as the games go on, as he underperforms, the valuation is going to go down, guys. People are not going to be willing to pay that amount of money for him, of course. And whether that was clever for Man United, whether that was intentional for Man United, who knows? But one thing's for certain, Baleba's head has been turned and he wants to leave the football club, which is very, very interesting. Let me just say hello to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you're all blessed. Good afternoon, Darryl. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, bro. He's basically saying, come and get me in January. He really wants to move to us, mate. Hopefully we get him. I hope so as well. The only thing, obviously, that we have to be wary of is the price tag. I mean, how much are we going to buy him for? I don't think he's a £100 million player. I think Man United could quite possibly do a deal 75 to 85 million, 75 with 10 million in incentives, something like that. And I think that would be enough for Man United. He is a generational talent. I'm not gonna flip flop away from that just because he's had a bad start to the season. We all know why he's had that bad start to the season, isn't it? At the end of the day, big up Darryl, good to see you. Big up RJ, hope you're doing well. Ephraim, good afternoon, Ephraim. How you doing, man? Sal, is that Dimarco? If I'm now, he is an excellent wing back. Now, guys, I want to bring this in because I spoke about this player many months ago, maybe a year ago. Over a year ago, probably. And I did say that this player is on Manchester United's wish list. The name is Federico Dimarco. He plays for Inter Milan at the moment. Used to play for Napoli, as you know. Left back, left wing back. Very, very capable player. 27-year-old at his peak at the moment. Now, this player for me has been highly underrated over the last, throughout his career, has been highly underrated. I've rated this player very highly. And I did announce that Manchester United were interested in this player last year. And here we are. Manchester United are linked with a move for Federico Dimarco in January. Man United are looking to bolster that wing-back position, in particular the left wing-back position. I don't know we should do that. I think we should move to the right. But Federico Dimarco is a world-class left wing-back. He fits the mold completely perfectly. And this is the kind of players that we were talking about when we're talking about a rebuild. We're talking about Man United doing a rebuild. This is what we were talking about, getting the left wing-back position sorted out, getting the right wing-back position sorted out. Yes, we can still have Dorgu, but it's great to have an experienced covering there, because at the moment we are relying on the young players too much, in my opinion. The likes of Dorgu, the likes of these players, we're relying on him too much. And someone like a Federico Dimarco would be an absolute brilliant signing for Man United, a perfect signer for Ruben Amorim's system. Get a Van der Sar on the right, and then we are going to be cooking, guys. Absolutely. The biggest stumbling block in regards to Dimarco is that he's valued around 50 million euros. That is quite a lot of money in regards to a 27-year-old player, but he is a very capable 27-year-old player, which will fit Ruben Amorim's system. It's not only about that, it's also about his attitude. There is a type of attitude that Man United are searching for at the moment. You may have seen Cunha at the game on Chelsea, and the way he was hyped up, he was passionate, etc. This is the type of player that Man United are looking at, and I agree with that. We need those kind of winners, you know, those players who want to win, who put their body on the line to win the game, and I think that he will be an absolute massive signing for Man United. And Man United are interested in Ruben Amorim, is a big fan of Dimarco, and Manchester United are looking to make a move for the player in January. So that is it's going to be a very interesting few months, guys, in regards to what Manchester United do, because we do need that midfield position solidified and sorted out, and we do need the wing-back position sorted out as well, because they do complement the midfield very, very well. Now, Dorgu, I'm a big fan of Dorgu. People know I'm a big fan of Dorgu. I think it would be great to have someone like that alongside him, just like it would be great for Sesko to have another striker alongside him to compete or to nurture him and stuff. So, you know, this is what I'm talking about, the rebuild. You know, this is what I want in regards to a rebuild. That is a proper rebuild, building the shape of the team so that every single position is covered, guys. Absolutely. Big up. We should agree that a deal in the coming months for Baleba. Now, Manchester United, as I've spoken about a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, you're going to be hearing more about it, is Manchester United are going to arrange a meeting with Baleba and his representatives, and also a meeting with Brighton by the end of this month to try and agree a deal for Baleba. Brighton have accepted the reality that they're going to have to sell Baleba, because Baleba is not performing to the level that he was performing last season. And it's quite obvious why he's not performing to the level he's performing, because obviously what happened during the summer window, he obviously thought that, you know, even we felt that this deal was going to be done. Obviously, Manchester United didn't have the money for it. Rumor was they offered 50 million plus 5 million incentives. Nowhere near enough, of course. So the deal didn't go through. So obviously, as much as Baleba acted professionally, deep down, he's going to be irritated. He's going to be annoyed that his big move didn't go through. I mean, at the moment, he's earning, 15 grand a week? He would have been earning times that by how much? 10? Times that by 10, he would have been earning that much. And it's not just about how much he's earning. It's the fact that he's going to Manchester United, you know, and the rumor is he is a Manchester United fan. Also, linking back up with Lenny Yoro would have been a good thing as well for him. And they know each other very well from their Lille days, you know. So, look, the noises coming out of Man United are positive. They are positive. Nothing's solidified, of course, as we know with Manchester United. It's never a guarantee. But the noises are good. It's better to be linked to players than being linked to no one at all. And there's just silence, you know, at the end of the day, I would say, in my humblest opinion. But the likes of Dimarco, the likes of Baleba, these are the players that I've been talking about. These are the players that are going to elevate Manchester United to a level that we need to be elevated at. Now, when we're thinking about, obviously, the midfield at the moment, we've got a lot of issues that are going on at the moment, not least the Mainu situation. There is talk about a swap deal as well with Baleba and Mainu. I'm not sure that can work. Obviously, Mainu would have to want to go to Brighton. In my opinion, Mainu would be going to a bigger team than Brighton, in my opinion. Ugarte is very uncertain. The thing with Ugarte, his performances haven't been at the level that was expected. So his future at Manchester United in that midfield is very uncertain. And as we know, it's quite obvious that Ruben Amorim prefers Casemiro as opposed to Ugarte. It hasn't worked out. Sometimes it doesn't work out. We have to accept the reality of sometimes that players just don't work out at the football club, even though he's a good player. in the past. It just isn't working out for him. I would obviously bring in, as I've always brought in about the midfield position, about the partnership in midfield. I just don't think Bruno is the perfect partner if you're going to be a midfielder because of Bruno's ill discipline. And that's what I would say. It's a bit like when you think about Roy Keane and you think about Paul Scholes, their discipline with each other. They knew when to sit back. They knew when to go forward. But ultimately, they were midfield players. That's what they did. And they complemented each other very, very well. In regards to Bruno, he goes everywhere on the pitch and he's not complimenting anyone in regards to Ugarte and Casemiro. It does look like that Manchester United will lose 2 midfielders this summer in regards to Casemiro and maybe Ugarte. Also, when you're thinking about Kobe Mainoo, we could be losing Kobe Mainoo as well. That might be 3 midfielders that Manchester United might be losing. So the midfield position has to be done quickly. If Kobe Mainoo doesn't get a game and he doesn't get in the team, by the time January comes around, Kobe Mainoo is going to have to make a very big decision. And Manchester United are going to have to make a very big decision in regards to January because the England game, the World Cup, all that, Mainoo is good enough to play for England. I still think he's one of England's best midfielders and he will be playing in the World Cup. And if he doesn't play for Manchester United, he will not be playing in the World Cup next year. And that's pretty certain. Looking at Man United, we're looking at England's midfield at the moment when you've got the likes of Anderson in there, Bellingham in there, Wharton in there. It's going to be very difficult for Mainoo to get into that team. So he's going to have to play football, definitely. So we can't harm Mainoo's future. But what Mainoo can do, he can go on loan to another club. Ephraim, so it would be amazing if we signed Baleba January. It would be brilliant. And obviously, everything all depends on what is going on at Man United as well by January. January, everything can change. Things might be rosy in the garden. Things might be terrible. It does depend what's going on. And of course, injuries and things like that. That plays a big part as well. What is the injury situation in January? And God forbid we won't get any more injuries, especially to other positions in the pitch. You know what I mean? And then we don't want to be going through that, of course. Hey, big up, Bobby. How you doing, my friend? Oh, sorry, I'm late. No problem, Bobby. You're early. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Stephen, Brighton should have sold him in the first place. And now the prices goes down. This is exactly what I was saying, Stephen, during the transfer window, is that it doesn't make business sense to keep a player that wants to leave, quite openly wants to leave, to Brighton. He said he wants to go to Manchester United. He agreed personal terms to Manchester United. It doesn't make sense for them to keep him in regards to on the pitch and business. As we said, the price will go down. The price has gone down. The price will go down. His peak was at the summer. And unfortunately, I do think they overpriced him. And that's what I would say in regards to that. Good evening, Chow. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Even in the gym, the Rat demands Amron to play the team consistently after against Chelsea. Ridiculous. Jim demands Amron to play this team consistently. Now, look, I would say that in regards to Jim Ratcliffe, he's not responsible for the team selection, but there is a little bit of pressure in regards to Ruben Amorim about some players. And this goes under the radar a little bit. There is pressure to play Bruno. There is pressure to play players like that because they are valuable assets. And as we know with Jim Ratcliffe and everyone, all them guys there, they see players as assets. They see them as business investments. They see a big pound sign on those players, And to be honest with you, if Jim Ratcliffe turned around and said, go on, you have to play Bruno Fernandes, he's worth a lot of money. He's a £100 million player. Can you play him? Obviously, Ruben Amorim be obliged to play him, obliged to pick him. I hope that isn't the case, but these things do happen in football. You have to be realistic that these things do happen in football. Of course, guys, absolutely. Kenny, good afternoon. How you doing, my friend? If we get back to back wins, including a result against Liverpool, I will be semi-confident that we'll be strengthening the midfield in January. If Man United win the next 2 and we get a decent result against Liverpool, i.e. not lose the game against Liverpool, I think Man United will be in a good position, a very good position. Now, it's not in the realms of impossibility, but I can't read too much into what the game was on Saturday because obviously Chelsea were down to 10 men, although I would say that Man United played incredibly well in the opening exchanges in that game, and we did press Chelsea back. I would also point out, though, to counter that, is that Man United do always start games quickly, and we haven't been no stranger to starting games quickly. We sort of fade away. But Chelsea got a red card, so we managed to keep up the tempo. But in the second half, I'm not in any illusions that Man United didn't play well. And we sort of sat back, and it was a kind of backs to the wall job a little bit. I know that Chelsea didn't have much of the game, but we also have to remember that Chelsea took off all their attacking threat. Now, when we went down to 10 men and Casemiro gets sent off, we're looking at Cole Palmer, who was taken off the pitch. And we all know how good Cole Palmer is. These players were taken off the pitch. Thank goodness for us that he was taken off the pitch, because we don't know what would happen. It's all hypothetical, of course. But what we have to understand is that we can't read too much into it. We can be delighted. We're giddy. We're happy about the result. Absolutely. We've beaten Chelsea. They haven't beaten us since 2013, guys. But what I would say is that the biggest test for me is the Brentford game. The Brentford game first. And if we win the Brentford game, it will signify a change in Man United. It would, because those are the sort of games that we've been losing. It's not only Brentford. Obviously, Sunderland's going to be difficult. The games we struggle against, obviously, like West Ham. Recently, at the London Stadium, we struggle at West Ham. That is a problem. Tottenham, recently, we lost 4 times to Tottenham last season, guys. These are the games that I want to see a change for Man United. I want to see Man United win these games. We used to always beat Tottenham. We used to always beat West Ham. We got to start winning these games again, guys, because at the end of the day, these are 3 points as well. It's not just about the Liverpools and the Chelseas and the Arsenals. It's also about these games as well, guys. Absolutely. Irfan, what's up? So I'm living with Sky Sports right now. Good afternoon. Salam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Irfan, I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. What's up? Sal, do you think Baleba will be affected if criticism is there? Yes, it will be. But one thing you have to do when you go to a club like Manchester United is you have to have a mental steel about you. You have to have a character. When I was raised on Man United, we had loads of players that had loads of abuse, far more abuse than these days. I know they have social media, but the abuse was much more potent back then because it was in the stadiums. I'm thinking about David Beckham. When David Beckham got sent off in the 1998 World Cup, the abuse he suffered was absolutely astronomical. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was in the stadium for some games, so I knew what the abuse was against his family and his wife and etc. And it was horrible. But if Baleba wants to play for Man United, that comes with the territory. That comes with the territory. You're going to have to accept abuse. One thing I would say to anyone who gets any kind of abuse is that use abuse to your motivation. Use it as a motivation, guys. Absolutely. And that's what I would do, because, that is the best form of revenge. RJ, Ballon d'Or tonight. Obviously, I think Lamine Yamal is a favourite, isn't it? I don't think he should win it. Who do you think should win the Ballon d'Or, guys? What's going on? Who do you think should win it? Definitely not going to be from the Premier League. Even though, it's weird. I actually think that if we're looking at the Ballon d'Or, I think they need to look at players like Federico and players like that, Irfan, a coach first bring your team to a competitive position to compete, i.e. culture and identity, even Pep and went through it. Then you start winning and only experiment here and there. Absolutely. RJ, bigger RJ. Yes, big meeting for Baleba then, Sal. Yes, big meeting coming up very soon, guys, to try and get this done. Do you like Matty Cash? Matty Cash is okay. I mean, obviously the Polish international, born in England. Very good with his feet, good crosses, good control. It does remind me a little bit of Jack Grealish. I don't know about you, but it does remind me of a little bit Jack Grealish. Good player, not at the level quite that I think Man United want, of course, guys. Absolutely not. No way at all. Journalists, but these journalists wants Amram to change what he's doing versus Chelsea. Bullshit system was debunked. Sorry, Sal. Sky Sports frustrate me. Headlines, red relief. At the end of the day, look, Sky Sports are always going to do that to Manchester United. This has been like this since the 90s, late 80s, when Sky Sports was first aired. Of course, they've always had a problem with Manchester United. We had problems with BBC and stuff like that, which I don't get, because at the end of the day, Manchester United put these big companies on the map. Without Manchester United, these companies wouldn't have the exposure and money, let's be honest, guys, that they have today. It's because of Manchester United, our rivalries, changing the face of football, that they are where they are today. A lot of these people, they are there where they are today. I live in the UAE and I have to watch BN Sports to catch the football, of course. So in BN Sports, they have Andy Gray and they have Richard Keys. Andy Gray and Richard Keys have become the most bitter anti-United journalists, pundits, I've ever seen. And if you watched it, if you were over here and you saw the anti-United agenda, it is just so obvious these days. It's almost nauseating with the way it is. Absolutely. Cat could be a good right wing back, maybe. Sal, do you think Manu will stay at United? At the moment, I would hesitate to guess to no. Because he's not getting any game time. Look, the big game is Brentford, of course. If he doesn't play in that game, what do you want Manu to do? Manu has to leave to get some football. Obviously, the World Cup is coming up, and you know what? He doesn't want to miss the World Cup. There's only a few World Cups that you play in your career, isn't it? At the end of the day. Kai, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hello, everybody. Any news on the midweek friendlies? We need to play the young team. Nothing at the moment. Nothing. Man United will play a young team, of course, any friendlies that come along. But we have got the. Unfortunately, we're not in the League Cup. Unfortunately, we should be, but we're not in it. We might have been playing this week, probably, but I'm not sure whether Grimsby have got a week off or something like that. God knows, only knows why. But yeah, look, Man United are doing behind the doors friendlies, ain't they, or something like that. Don't believe everything you read from certain journalists, Kai Hassan. Absolutely not. Ephraim, Sal, if Manu is patient, Man United are playing a behind-the-scenes friendly against Aston Villa. Apparently, the reserves of under 21 Aston Villa, something like that. So, if Manu is a patient next year, we'll take that because of Casemiro Ugarte will leave. It's whether he will be patient. What we have to remember, Ephraim, is that the World Cup is in June, July. The World Cup is there, and if he doesn't play this season, he won't get in the World Cup squad. Thomas Tuchel has already left him out of the squad, and Thomas Tuchel did say lack of football. He's not playing enough football. He likes Kobe Manu, but he's not playing enough football. So obviously that is a big problem, of course. Topping the Ballon d'Or list. Don't know what you mean. Big up. Topping the Ballon d'Or list. What's that? Good afternoon, Tyborg. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Big up, Kenny. Hope you're well, my friend. Good to see you, of course. Rafinha topping the Ballon d'Or list. I thought it was Lamine Yamal was topping the Ballon d'Or list. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the young player. I'm not sure. I haven't really been keeping an eye on the Ballon d'Or. Let me tell you why I don't keep an eye on the Ballon d'Or. Because the Ballon d'Or's corrupt. The Ballon d'Or's corrupt. I come from a generation where Manchester United won a treble and Rivaldo won the Ballon d'Or. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The only time I remember the Ballon d'Or being fair is when Cristiano Ronaldo won it in 2008, of course. Chandy, what's going on, Pandy? Scoring first is a big help to United, absolutely. True South, those teams used to be punching bags. And these are the teams that we have to start beating again, because you can win your Liverpools, your Man Cities. And listen, guys, we beat Man City last season away. And we drew with Liverpool at Anfield. It didn't mean anything when you're coming 15th in the league. It's the games against, obviously, Brentford and West Ham and Tottenham and Newcastle. And those are the games that we need to win, because there's more of them games. You know, at the moment, I don't have the confidence in Man United. Although I'm very giddy and I'm enthusiastic, I want to see more. I want to see Man United, you know what, against Brentford and absolutely school them, go to school with them and just absolutely beat them. And I hope that happens. Go to town with them. Saviour, afternoon, sir. Baleba wants Man U move. Let's go, boy. If Baleba wants a Manchester United move, the news around Manchester United's midfield situation is getting a lot more positive. Obviously, we've heard news about 65 million for Elliot Anderson. That's a big one, of course. That's another great player that could quite possibly come to Manchester United. Obviously, Adam Wharton, but Adam Wharton might be a little bit more expensive. We have to worry about his injury record as well. Luciano Gume and obviously Kamara and Guerra and all these players that are linked to Manchester United as well. But we all know who's on front of the queue in regards to the midfield position. It is Carlos Baleba. That is the guy that Manchester United want. That is the guy who Manchester United are obsessed with. Rumours have it. Ephraim, Sal, Cunha and Mbeumo with the lesser teams with their creativity to break teams down. I mean, Cunha and Mbeumo should be starting every single game for me. That is what is. I actually think they're absolutely fantastic. I think they're brilliant. I really do. I think they're two. I said at the beginning of the season, these two are going to be two of Man United's players of the season. I really do think that. You know, the only problem is obviously the Bruno situation, where Bruno plays in that midfield. It does look like he's going to play in that midfield, to be honest with you. We have to just suck it up, of course, guys. Absolutely, we do. FM, Sal, I mean, they help us. Absolutely, they do. Big up Ephraim. If we go to winning ways, this squad, Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko, is going to be a scary combination and feared. It is. My only fear in regards to Manchester United and slipping up is that we don't have a strong enough squad. But what I would say is that Mbeumo, Cunha and Sesko is a dangerous combination. And if Liverpool had that combination, if Chelsea had that combination, if Man City or Arsenal had that combination, I would be saying exactly the same thing, that is a deadly combination, you know? You're looking at Arsenal at the moment, and I don't think Arsenal are dangerous. I really don't. And I really feel embarrassed that we lost to Arsenal. I do feel embarrassed now. Having looked at the other games that we lost to Arsenal, I think it's embarrassing, the way that Arsenal play. We lost, obviously, because of mistake, but I do honestly feel, guys, that we gave them too much respect. We didn't play Sesko in this game. Obviously, we played Mason Mount, but we outrun them, and we played better than them, and we lost the game by a stupid goal. And I just feel like, I'm looking at Arsenal, I'm looking at Man United, and I'm looking at our attacking line. And I do feel that our attacking line is better. I'm not being overly giddy, guys. I do think our attacking line is better. However, you could argue that their midfield is better than ours, and their obviously wing backs might be better than ours, and their goalkeeper might be better than ours because they're better than Bayinda, although I think Senny Lamens will be better. Of course. RJ, what is Samuel Lakhas doing wrong? He's biased, he's rude, he makes up stories, he creates toxicity, he's a leak. Loads of things. I mean, him going to the Sun is the perfect match because the Sun are manipulative and they're a bunch of liars, right? And Luckhurst suits them to a T. Absolutely to a T. Absolutely. Even Chelsea used to play punching bag in the cup games. Man United have had a mixed fortunes with Chelsea over the years. I remember us losing 5-0 at the Stamford Bridge. I remember us winning there in 98, 99 in the FA Cup, 2-0. I mean, Man United have had a decent record over Chelsea over recent years. We do have a bad record at Stamford Bridge, especially recently. That is the thing. We have a bad record at Stamford Bridge, and we need to start getting results at Stamford Bridge. It's always notoriously been difficult for Man United at Stamford Bridge. I was at a game once, way back, and we were 5-0 up at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. I don't know if you remember it, but we ended up winning 5-3. Chelsea almost came back. It's always a tough game against Chelsea. Can Mainoo play DM? According to Ruben Amorim, no. He's a number 8. He's a skillful box-to-box player. I don't think he's a number 6, which is why the fact that when Casemiro comes off, Ugarte comes on in his place and not Kobe Mainoo in his place, of course. We need to keep Mainoo. I would like to keep him, to be honest with you, my friend, absolutely. Big up, Grayo. What's going on, my bro? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Afternoons, brother. Hope you're well. Good to see you. After everyone in the room, only 17 likes. Come on, guys. Smash the likes and subscribe button. Show your appreciation to Sal. Thank you so much, guys. We got 58 people in the house, guys. We should have 50 likes minimum. Let's not forget to smash the like on the way. And even if you like me, you don't like me, please smash the like, guys. Just be nice. It's good to be nice sometimes. RJ, early Saturday kickoff for us. Now, look, that could work both ways. Obviously, Man United playing early, going down to London. Man United will go the night before to London. We need to have a better record in London. We haven't had a good record in London in recent times, of course, guys. So we need to start winning games in London, starting with Brentford. And I don't think Brentford are the team that they were last season and the season before. However, they have had a decent start to this season. They did struggle at the weekend, I think, but they are generally a good team. And when Man United come to town, we know how these teams like Brentford, they show up, don't they? They show up, don't they? Currently, my captain is that Amram is accommodating Ahmed. Currently, my opinion is Ahmed accommodating Ahmed. I think he is. I do feel sorry for Amram in a way because I don't believe we have much option on the right wing back position, considering that even Dalot is injured at the moment. So we don't have nothing there. So Ahmed is getting the rub of the green. And my biggest problem with Ahmed is that he's regressing. He's doing the wrong things again, and he's doing things that irritate me. And I just feel like he needs to pick it up, or else just go on the bench, man. I feel he will play against Brentford, and he will play a big part in the Brentford game. Hopefully, of course. Samuel Lecca is a prat, absolutely. Lackers is a prat, of course. Doesn't like us, pretends he does. Hope Arteta stay as long as possible. Look, if Arsenal don't win anything this season, then there is no excuses for Arsenal, because the biggest excuse, they've had all the excuses, isn't it? They had the COVID excuse, they had the Queen dying excuse, they had a lot of excuses, guys, and there has been so many. And we on the watch along, we had a list of quotes from Arteta, about excuses in regards to football. If he doesn't win anything this season, the excuses are out the window. They're gone. Ephraim, Sal, as long as Arteta here, there is no trophies second. Ole, big up. Yeah, what it is with Arteta, I have the overriding feeling he is a young manager. Let's not forget, I know he's young, but I have the overriding feeling that Arteta is another nearly man. A nearly man, not quite that guy. Not the guy that when the going gets tough, you get going and you go and win those trophies and you go over the line. When you're looking at that lineup from Arsenal on the weekend, you're looking at a very pedestrian, very cautious lineup. 3 in the midfield, and you're playing Marino and you're playing Declan Rice. Very defensive, and it was not attacking enough. And I felt like they should have played Eze and they might have won the game. However, they did dominate the game. I would give him that. I think Ahmad is okay. He needs to get his head down. It remains to be seen if he's okay. He needs to improve quickly because Man United are not at a level to be a charity. In my opinion, Ahmad is not a Manchester United player. That's my opinion. Given what I've seen in my life, he's far from it. He's far from a Man United player. He lacks guile. He lacks creativity. He can't cross. He's indecisive. And he does silly things outside of the media as well. Is Arteta blaming the ball? I mean, he's blamed everything, hasn't he, so far? He's blamed the weather, he's blamed the pitch, he's blamed the ball, the Queen dying, everything. They've done everything, apart from blame themselves. Arteta should have started Eze, yes. 3 DMs and 4 defenders. This is literally terrorism. Exactly. And then people want to talk about Man United playing a back 5. Man United generally don't play a back 5. We play a 4 in midfield, and plus we play 2 number 10s, Blottaturi doing doing quite well with the under-21s. He should at least be on loan to Championship club. Who's Obituary? Obi Martin, you mean? Yeah, Obi Martin. Yeah, I do believe that we need to send him off alone. I agree with that, definitely. Newcastle versus Arsenal blockbuster. I mean, look, Arsenal have had a bad record against Newcastle, haven't they? When is that game, by the way? Hello, Sal. How you doing, William? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. Really good to have you back on the stream, my guy. I hope you're good. I mean, Obi, yeah, I think he should go alone, fan. I do believe that. I think he should, to gain a little bit of experience, a little bit of strength and things like that. I mean, my opinion, he should be on the bench, but I don't know what's going on there. Ephraim, Sal, why London teams are not more successful than Southern England? Sal, why London teams are not more successful than Southern England? London is in Southern England, mate. Ephraim, London is in South England. What do you mean? What do you mean? Do you mean South England as in Bournemouth, Plymouth, Southampton, Hartlepool? No, Hartlepool's Newcastle, sorry. Portsmouth. What do you mean Southern teams? Let me know. London is Southern. You mean Northern teams? Now, the reason Northern teams are good is because Northern teams are generally, how would I say it? I think they're more passionate about football. Back in the old days, they were more passionate about football. That's starting to change now with Arsenal, of course, with Chelsea winning Champions League and stuff like that. But I think they're more passionate. Sunday, Newcastle beat Arsenal. Thanks, Chow. Big up. Sal, why London teams? Oh, sorry, just read that one. Sorry, guys. Yeah, but London are south anyway. London are south of England, technically, are in the south of England, guys. Absolutely. Yeah, look, you know what? There's big games at the weekend, and the game against Brentford early in the afternoon. It's going to be kickoff about 3:30 kickoff for me, which is I'm going to be live about 12 p.m. UK time, which is obviously the UK time, isn't it? That 12:30 it kicks off UK time. So I'll be live about 12 p.m., of course, to do the live watch along. And this game, I think I'm probably more anxious about this game than I have been all season so far. I think I am. I think I'm more, I think it's more like the air of the unknown, because I'm not taking too much from the Chelsea game. I'm sort of like, you know what I mean? I'm sort of like, yeah, 10 men and blah, blah, blah. I know that we got through with 10 men as well and stuff like that. I really want this Brentford game to start. I'm excited about it, and we'll have to wait and see. Sal is, I don't think so. I think he's all right. 4:30 for me, Chow. Big up for 4:30 for you. Yeah, 3:30 for me. You're in where, Chow? Are you in Los Angeles, Chow? AM. Oh, AM. I thought you were PM. Oh, AM. Yeah, that's very early in the morning, Chow. Big up, Chow. If you join me for that, I'll rate you, brother. If you join me for the match, I'll rate you. Yeah, look, that is very early. It is 3:30 PM for me, kickoff. That is a normal time, to be honest with you. Although, however, I would say that my time comes when I have to do the late night kickoffs. Guys, late night kickoffs. California love, absolutely, yeah. Very early. New York is 5 hours behind England. And I think Los Angeles is 6-7 hours behind England, maybe more. I don't know, but yeah, it is a very early one. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. You've got people who wait up and watch the games, right? Who to the early hours of the morning. Now, since I've been in the UAE, I'm from England. I lived in England all my life. I've been in the UAE for 3 years. Now, usually England is 3 hours behind the UAE. The UAE is 3 hours ahead. So basically, when it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, it's usually 11 o'clock kickoff for me. And I wake up 5 in the morning every morning. But in October in England, the clocks go further back. They go back, I believe. So England becomes 4 hours behind the UAE. So when it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, it's a 12 a.m. kickoff for me, of course, guys. So it does get a little bit excruciating, of course, guys. Irfan, am I correct into drawing the following analogy? Real Madrid equals United and City equals Barca based on the culture, working class, and status? Just asking. Man United were the working class, not City. Man United were the working class coming from the coal mines. Man United were always the working class team, not Man City. It was Man United were the working class team, mate. Ciao. 7 hours behind England. Man United come from a poorer part of Manchester as well. Ephraim. Sal, the first goal will be important against knowing some of our players' mentality. I agree. I think that this game, Brighton will be up for it. Brighton will be very up for it. You know what I mean? And we're going to have to be up for the game as well, guys. We can't mess about. I think Mainu is a classy player. He reminds me of Clarence Seedorf, the way he plays. I agree, Dan, bro. He needs time. I think it's a little bit unfair on him that he's been dropped out of the team. I don't want to sell him, unfortunately. He wants World Cup football, and I don't blame him, to be honest with you. And if he doesn't play for Man United, he's not going to play in the World Cup. And we know that a footballer's career is short. So if he doesn't play in the World Cup, he has to wait another 4 years. Yeah, Irfan, Man United are the working class team. This is where the rivalry with Liverpool and Man United came about. Liverpool were the shipping. They had the shipping, and Man United had cotton and things like that in regards to the rivalry where it initially started many, many years ago, guys. It started on little things like that, of course. And obviously, they were both working class cities, Liverpool and Manchester. And that is where the kind of rivalry sort of elevated, of course. And then obviously it came into football as well. And given the fact that Man United and Liverpool are very successful, that obviously added a little bit of masala, a little bit of spice to proceedings as well, guys. Absolutely. But yes, look, you know what? Just looking forward to the game, guys. Great news coming out of Man United in regards to Carlos Baleba. Great news coming out of Man United in regards to Elliot Anderson. And great news coming out of Man United in regards to Federico Dimarco, which is a great player, which I admire highly. And I think that Man United should have signed him a very, very long time ago, guys. I don't know why Man United didn't sign him a while ago. I don't know about you, but I think we should have signed him a while ago, to be honest with you guys. But it is what it is. Hopefully we get that player. Hopefully we get a player, guys. Absolutely. We get Dimarco, we get a midfielder in there, and that'd be great, of course. Now, one thing I would obviously point out, and guys, I'm very honest about this, and I'm very honest about other content creators and content creators are no longer going their channels because obviously I don't trust them and things like that. And I would say that there are people that didn't believe on Saturday. There are people that didn't believe on Saturday, and I firmly believed on Saturday that Man United will win the game, in particular 2-1. And we have to understand that. We have to try our best to be positive as much as we possibly can. Of course, we call out criticism. When criticism is warranted, we call out criticism. And I'm no stranger to that, of course, guys. So what I would say is that, look, there are a number of people, there are fakes, there's a couple there, that are no longer going their channels because they are just using Man United for clout, rich, people like that, all these people. And it's best that we stay away from them. And I'm trying to bring the truth back to Manchester United, Irfan, never too late to learn. So big up Irfan. No, it's not too late. I mean, you know a lot. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, Man United are a working class team. However, I would also point out that they're up north. Most of them were working class. I would say that Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle, Blackburn, Hartlepool, these teams were very working class teams. Birmingham were working class, middle, of course. So who's had the biggest impact in your life? Who's had the biggest impact in my life? My wife. My wife had the biggest impact in my life. Yeah, to this day. Then my family, but my wife, ultimately my wife. Yes, has had the biggest influence in my life, the biggest impact in my life. Yes, on a sporting level, Man United. Man United have had a great impact in my life. Of course, I learned a lot from Man United, but definitely my wife. Yeah, definitely, 100%. No doubt about it. Of course, guys, absolutely. But guys, I'm excited. As long as we got football, and that is the word thing, of course. Big up, William, my friend. Big up. Good to see you here, of course, every day, my guy. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good day. Look, you know what? I will call things as they are, guys. I will call everything as it is. I will be honest with you guys. I'll always be honest. I'll always be honest in the stream. Some people can't handle that. unfortunately, you know, they can't handle that. I did say that many people were giving up on Ruben Amorim just a week ago. They were starting to doubt him. And I was saying, listen, don't doubt him. Listen, be calm, be patient. And look what happened. We beat Chelsea, guys. And many people were laughing that we're going to beat Chelsea. They were laughing, guys. When we said that we're going to beat Chelsea, they were laughing. They were having a laugh. They were joking with us. Like, got to believe, guys. You got to have the patience and you got to believe in yourself. Absolutely. 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 So what it does look like, I hope and I pray that all these rumors that have been circulating, I'm hearing it from reliable people I trust. What I would say is that all the people, all those rumors that have been spreading, I really hope that we actually do something in January. I hope we do. We really need to give Ruben Amorim the best chance to be successful at this football club. We need to give him a fighting chance to be successful at this football club. And I did say it before the season that my biggest fear about this season is the fact that Ruben Amorim be thrown into the Sharks, the Lions at the same time, because he hasn't got the full squad there. And as I pointed out a couple of times in recent memory, Man United have had 9 players who played in the Europa League final, currently still at the football club. And that is obviously a big, big concern. My opinion is, and just like my guy Irfan said this morning, and I remember everything, of course, guys, is that Man United do need to take a little bit of risks in regards to some of the young players coming into the team, coming into the squad. My theory is this. I think that Man United should have a much younger bench. I think that there should be more youngsters on that bench in regards to Mantato coming through, Shea Lacey coming through, Obi Martin coming through, Fletcher coming through, Diego Leon, of course. And I think that we should slowly nurture those players into the team. Slowly but surely, one by one, nurture those players into the team. And you never know. Not all of them are going to make it, guys. I'm not saying that they're all going to make it. Even under Alex Ferguson, we had the likes of Ben Thornley, Terry Cook, Phil Moran. These kind of players that didn't make it at Manchester United. But if there's one thing I want to bring in is a guy called Louis van Gaal. Now, people criticize Louis van Gaal quite intensively because people thought he was a clown and stuff like that. But when you think about Louis van Gaal played Bothwick Jackson, Tyler Blackett, Paddy McNair in his defense, guys. In defense. Bothwick Jackson, Tyler Blackett, and Paddy, what's his name? Paddy, I've forgotten his name now. Paddy McNair. In his back line, guys. Those youngsters. So this is what we're talking about. As long as you have a system, you can integrate those players into that system and they can learn that system. Now, I really want Man United to do the mold that what Barcelona do, what Real Madrid do, especially Barcelona with La Masia and the stuff. I want Man United to play, if they're going to stick to a formation, stick to a tactic, stick to a philosophy, I want Man United to play this style of football from the youth, all the way to the top, guys. I really do think. Irfan, just go and beat Brentford anyway, which way, and come back to reset. I agree, Irfan. Look, didn't Jose Mourinho say you just need to win the game? It's all about winning the game. The difference with different managers, that is where different managers are, isn't it? Because I spoke about Louis van Gaal just now. Louis van Gaal would only want to play his style of football, even if we lost the game. He was religious on his style of football. Now, Jose Mourinho wasn't. Jose Mourinho was like, we have to, by hook or by crook, we cheat or not, we have to win the game. And that was what it is, you know. And I think Man United this weekend need to figure out a way to beat Brentford. It's not going to be easy. You got Henry in there at the back line. You got Weiss has left them, so they have got a little bit of a problem up there. But they have spent Ouattara. Didn't they spend 45 million, Brentford, on Ouattara, which was the Bournemouth player? So they have got talent in there. They have spent a bit of money, Brentford, so that cannot be discounted as well. Ephraim, Sal, you are a true leader for whom they are not telling the truth. Keep up the brilliant job. Thank you so much, Ephraim. Ephraim, I've sat side by side on various streams with these so-called Man United fans who I call them, what do I call them? Overhead projector fans who just bring things on the screen and read things from the screen and pretend that they know things about transfers. And everything they talk about is transfers. They wouldn't scroll back to the past because they wouldn't know anything. And I'll be sitting there like, these guys are just so boring. And honestly, I would say that. So I don't do it. I think we'll be okay. RJ, I'll do as well. We will get there, Sal. That's why it will be foolish to let Amorim go. It's just set us back another 5 years. It's true, Irfan. People don't understand this little minor detail that every time we sack a manager, every time we sack a manager, we go back 5 years, if not 10 years, because you have a backlog of players as well, you know. And as I said, guys, changing the manager is like this, right? It's a bit like hiring someone to fix your kitchen, right? You hire someone to fix your kitchen. The guy who's fixing your kitchen, he does all the style that he does. He does it his style. He fixes the kitchen. He does it his style. Halfway through the rebuild, you say, I don't like this builder, this kitchen, this guy, this builder. I don't like him building my kitchen. I'm going to get someone else to build my kitchen. What happens? You have a kitchen that's half built in the style of the other builder, right? So the new builder comes in and he goes, what do I do with this style? And then you end up having a style that's not your style or the previous style. And it becomes difficult because at the end of the day, you've already had the kitchen, which has been half built already. And this is what I would say. These are the analogies that I bring in. So if you keep on sacking managers, it's like, you know, you're going to keep on building the house in different molds of different people. And this is the problem that you have, of course. RJ, don't be complacent and full focus against Brentford. Absolutely, my guy. I agree. Full focus against Brentford is how it should be. Nothing more, nothing less, of course. I believe that. I agree with that. Brentford will be a difficult game. They have signed some players, guys. They spent a bit of money. So we have to treat Brentford with a little bit of respect. A bit of respect, guys. That's what we have to do, of course. You know, we have to treat them with respect. We really do. But in regards to the game on Saturday, it's an early kickoff. Hopefully, Man United get there the night before. We relax a little bit and we're ready for the game. Look, you know, going down to London. Last time we went to London, when was the last time we went to London? Was it Fulham? Should have won that game. We need to put these teams to bed. When we got opportunities, we need to put that ball in the back of the net. Ultimately, that's what the most important thing is, isn't it? That is what Man United's problem has been, putting the ball in the back of the net. If Man United scored half the chances that we're creating, looking at our XG, we will be way up that league right now. Right now, we'll be way, way up that league, guys. I'm honestly, I mean, we'll be surprising a few people. I still think that Man United can surprise a few people this season. I really do think that. I think they can surprise a few people this season. I think that we will have a shocker of a season in a good way. I do think that. I think there will be some twists and turns that people are not expecting. Of course, I'm always cautiously optimistic. I'm not always giddy. I'm not always over optimistic because I know that things can come out and slap you in the face if you know, out of nothing, you know, and that's what I would say about that. But guys, the great thing about football is that football is the great equalizer, as I've said, and football can change the next game. And if we win the next game, you're all of a sudden looking at, wow, Man United are not doing too bad. We beat Sunderland. Then you're looking at the season is not as bad as we thought, you know? 7. No, you know what I mean? We're talking like that. We're talking like that. We get 6 points, guys. We got 10 points. I know we're going to have 13 points, and we'll be right up that league. And then you're thinking, right, we got the confidence to go into that Liverpool game. And if we don't lose that game, I mean, we were miraculous. If we won that game, it's going to be very difficult to win away to Liverpool, as we know. But if we won that game, I mean, bloody hell. That is how quickly football can change, guys. That's how quickly football can change. And that's what I'm talking about. Whereas on a realistic level, if Man United win the next 2 games and draw against Liverpool, I think that will be good enough. I think that will be good enough. And I think that will put us in good stead to go on, guys, and on. Ephraim. So I think Amram did not pick Bruno is good enough in the midfield. There is a pressure to tap him, start him. I think there is pressure from above, guys. I mean, look, you know, I'm speculating a little bit here, but I do think there is pressure from above to play Bruno. I've said this a number of times. He can't drop Cunha. He can't drop Mbeumo because they were very expensive, 120 million of talent there. So, and I don't think he should drop them anyway. So I think that Bruno, being the £100 million player, can't be dropped. And I do think this happens. I do think there's slight whispers. I don't think it's the gospel. I don't think that he has to play more, else you're going to be sacked. I think it's more in the lines of try and play Bruno in the team. We need him to play. We need to keep his valuation up. And obviously he's the captain, which is another thing. Mbeumo, Gattrick, Mbeumo has been a breath of fresh air for Man United, in my opinion. He's been absolutely brilliant for Man United, in my opinion. A breath of fresh air. Brilliant. Really admire Mbeumo. Mark. Big up Mark, by the way. I think that he's going to be Man United's player of the season. I think he's going to go towards that line, you know. every time Embremo gets that ball, something dangerous happens. And that's what I like my attacking players to be. Every time they get the ball, something's going to happen. It's been a while since I've looked at a Man United player and felt this player is dangerous. This player is dangerous. I felt that about him when he was playing for Brentford. I thought, I love him in our team. Thankfully, he's in our team this week. And hopefully they can get a taste of their own medicine on Saturday, guys, in regards to having Embremo. They're facing Embremo this time. I think Embremo will have a good game. I've got a feeling he's going to have a good game against Brentford. I think he's got a point to prove. And as we said earlier in the show, as long as Manchester United win this game, I mean, I'm neither here or there, because at the end of the day, that is all that matters, guys. I'm not caring about performance. I'm not caring about anything like that. Man United just need to squeeze these wins, guys. That is what Man United need to do. Get as much wins as they possibly can. And when you get confidence, when you start winning games, the performances will come. The performances will come, and eventually we'll be where we want to be, of course, guys. Absolutely. And looking forward to the game, though. Really excited about the game. I'm more excited about this game than any game so far this season. I really am, because it is an education, this one. It really is, on where this team truly is, you know. And I think we played very well. Hopefully the Chelsea game will give them that confidence to go on and win. You know, we scored 2 goals against Chelsea, of which none of them were set pieces, which is fantastic, of course, guys. So great, isn't it? Great. Well, kind of set pieces, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know. But yeah, one of them, the first one, I think, maybe was. But yeah. So looking forward to the game, guys. It's all about Manchester United. Manchester United beating Brentford. We go on, guys. We move on to 10 points. So Embremo mentality is brilliant. Embremo is a beast, mate. Ephraim. Embremo is a beast. Embremo is one of those guys who lets nothing faze him. He's the sort of guy that has already had a tough life. He comes across as that sort of guy that nothing will faze him, and put anything in front of him, he would do well. And like I said many times, guys, this is why I was banging the drum in regards to signing Embremo. I was talking about it. This is why I wanted Embremo. I was desperate for Embremo, because Embremo adds this dimension to Man United that we otherwise haven't had over the last few years. That ability to cross the ball, that ability to assist. And then you're looking at Cunha, and Cunha adds something different to Man United. He has passion. He has aggression. He has the ability to shoot from distance, score goals. You're looking at that and you're thinking, once these guys with Sesko, with Embremo, and with Cunha settle down, you're going to see a very, very strong Manchester United, guys. Cunha is a beast too, absolutely. Embremo is a breath of fresh air. He's the standard. He is quality. He reminds me, William, what he reminds me of, and I cannot give him any more praise, bigger praise than this. He reminds me of a Manchester United player. That's what he reminds me of. Cunha reminds me of a Manchester United player. These guys remind me of Manchester United players. Licha Martinez reminds me of a Manchester United player. De Ligt reminds me of a Manchester United player. Of course, Lenny Yoro reminds me of a Manchester United player. That is what I'm talking about. Of course, we got a number of positions in this team right now that we need to fix. Of course, guys, absolutely. Embremo is so fast. Yeah, he clocked the fastest run in Premier League history, guys. Just a couple of weeks ago. That is some feat, guys. Look at the players that have played in the Premier League. He clocked the fastest sprint in Premier League history just a couple of weeks ago. We must stop Kevin Sade from Brentford. Hopefully he's not a smooth operator, Sade, if you know what I mean, Hopefully he's not a smooth operator at the weekend. We don't need to worry about them. Brentford are not that team this season. They've not got Thomas Frank, and I think that we got a huge possibility of winning this game, guys, in my humblest of opinion. Irfan, and Amram can get the experiment and tweak it here and there against teams who can give us problems. Now it's about building the team, and don't expect Amram to make a robust change. He won't make robust changes. No, that's not what Ruben Amram does. I would like him to just change one thing, and we all know what it is. Just one thing. Bruno number 10, Mainu number 8. That's all. Or change it to a 4-2-3-1, because then you can play Bruno, Embremo, and Cunha up as an attacking force. But it is what it is, and that's enough of that. I won't say anything more. So we have to bench Ahmad. Him and Embremo as some position will not work. I agree, absolutely, Ephraim. Cunha ability to carry the ball is just beautiful to watch. It's mad why things just keep hating on him. Why do our fans do it to ourselves, Kenny? They would much rather praise people who act unprofessional, who not perform for weeks and months and years, than actually praise people who are actually doing well for this football club. Cunha, he's turned on the ball. When he turns on that ball on a sixpence, that guy is absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you. I don't know what these people are watching. They have their favorites and they don't want to move away from their favorites. And that's what it is. You know what? There is a big Ahmad fan contingent that, you know, they just want Ahmad to play. You know, and that is what it is, unfortunately. You know, it's not football. William, I was about to say Mbeumo would fit any United team in the past. And Mbeumo, there's only a couple of players that I would look at Man United and I'll say they fit into the Man United squad. Not necessarily team, but squad. Mbeumo's one of them, absolutely, because of his work ethic. Cunha is definitely one. Leach is one. These are players that definitely would make a mark at Manchester United, 100%. Yeah. De Ligt, definitely. He will be one. That's about it. That's about it. I wouldn't say any more than that. I think that's about it, if I'm being honest. He is fast. He is fast. Just need to control. Thanks, Sal. Thanks, Red. Big up, fan. Good to see you again, my friend. The way you said that's all. Big up, fan. They rate Rashford over Cunha. And this is the problem, isn't it? They don't, Kenny. They don't rate these players based on football. They rate these players based on, how do I say it? Sinister motives, I would say, and not football motives. I would say that's the lightest way I could say it. They rate these players based on sinister motives, you know? Mateus Coutinho, big up, my friend, big up, RJ. We need to be scouting in more in the Prem. I think we are, my friend. Keep an eye on Leeds players too. Leeds are not doing too bad this season. You have to give credit to Leeds. I mean, a magnificent win away to Wolverhampton Wanderers at the weekend. I couldn't believe it when I saw that result, especially they were 1-0 down, weren't they? An absolutely incredible result by Leeds United. Leeds United, this is what I'm talking about now. Leeds United, Sunderland, these teams, guys, they may survive, you know. And the likes of West Ham are going to be in big trouble, guys. Because I'm looking at West Ham at the moment, and I don't see West Ham really doing anything. I think they're going to be in big trouble this season. At this rate, De Ligt will become a legend at Old Trafford. Have a good feeling, guys. You take it to care, Sal. Take care, Irfan. I hope so. All I can say is I hope so. I hope they become legends because that would mean that they won the Premier League or Champions League. If they do that, that's what happens. And I'll be absolutely happy and I'll be celebrating. I'll be happy. Can you imagine the stream, guys? Can you imagine the stream? Can you imagine the vibes? It'd be madness. Peace out, William. Take it easy, my friend. Kenny, West Ham and Wolves could be relegated. I agree. Because when you're looking at Leeds and you're looking at Sunderland, I don't know what's going on with those two teams, but they got a new lease of life. They look completely different, guys. They really do. Fair play to them. They've come into the league and they're doing well. You know, it's not easy, the Premier League. We know it's not easy. If Man United won 3-1 away to Wolves, I'll be delighted. I mean, we hardly win away to Wolves. You know, I'll be delighted if we hardly win away to anyone. But yeah, I'll be delighted if we beat Wolves like that. They've done very well. I don't want these to do well, though. Even Burnley, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. I think they'll go down, in my opinion. I think it is. I think Burnley will go down eventually, but they're doing all right. But it is wide open at the moment. The league is wide open and anyone's game. Anyone's game. I'm not only talking about the relegation, I'm talking about the top as well. It's anyone's game, guys. We have to start getting some wins under the belt because if we get some wins under the belt, happy days, guys. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to smash a like on the way out. We should have at least 50 likes every stream, guys. I do have more than 50 likes, 50 people in the house. Please don't forget to smash a like. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please don't forget to put your notifications on as well, guys, and spread the Stretford Post word. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox, and I will see you tomorrow, Breaking Dawn. Don't forget to join me. Going to be a big one, guys. See you tomorrow, early in the morning, Break of Dawning. See you soon, guys. Peace.